Hey ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Welcome back to Coffee and Current Events. Today I have huge news directly from the Ukrainian front line. Ukrainian forces have made two major breakthroughs on two separate fronts. Yes, two major breakthroughs. For months we've been hearing about these pathetic Russian breakthroughs in Donetsk, these little breakthroughs all over in Luhansk, and the Russians have been grinding in the Battle of Donbass for months. The Ukrainians have accomplished in a few weeks what it took the Russians months upon months to accomplish. Now before we get started, be sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss out on a single update coming from our channel. Without further ado, let's jump into this video. As everyone well knows, the infamous Ukrainian Kharkiv counteroffensive has obliterated Russian forces all over Kharkiv and northern Donetsk. And since the Kharkiv offensive is the hottest one on the search bars, that's the one we're going to talk about first. In reality, Ukrainian forces have made two major breakthroughs in this one theater of combat. Number one, near Kupiansk. As you can see, Ukrainian forces have driven the Russians back significantly. They've captured the town of Kherson a few days ago, I believe, but they've driven the Russians back significantly. As you can see, they have driven them back all the way here. The Russian line is likely in chaos as they are facing consistent, swift, and aggressive Ukrainian attacks. And as if the Russian positions couldn't get worse, Ukrainians made a massive breakthrough near Borova, capturing the city and driving the Russians practically to the Luhansk border. In fact, they may have even penetrated the Luhansk border by now. I call this one major breakthrough in Kharkiv, but in reality it's two. The breakthrough near Kherson and the breakthrough near Borova. People, this is happening overnight. Right now, the Ukrainians are having overnight successes. I'm talking about mile breakthroughs, multiple miles. I'm talking about driving the Russian forces back. But in Borova, it doesn't seem the Russian forces were even driven back. Reports suggest they just fled. And as I predicted in my previous video, Ukrainian forces are closing in on Kreminna right here. As you guys can see, that blue arrow right there is showing how close Ukrainian forces are to Kreminna. The capture of Kreminna would put Severodonetsk and Lysychansk in grave danger of being recaptured by Ukrainian forces. The Russian command needs to get their act together right now. They don't have a second to lose, because every day, every hour, the battlefield is changing, and it's changing against them. And the news only gets worse for them today, because those aren't the only breakthroughs. Ukrainian forces made a massive breakthrough down here in Kherson. Check this out. This is October 1st, the Kherson battlefield. This is October 2nd. A massive breakthrough. Ukrainian forces have driven the Russians back to the town of Durchani. And this massive Ukrainian breakthrough was practically admitted by Russian officials. And the Russian Ministry of Defense, of course, wants to postulate this narrative that they're winning and that the Ukrainians aren't really doing too much and that the Ukrainian successes aren't that big of a deal. But sadly for the Russian Ministry of Defense, Russian military bloggers are exposing practically all their failures in different places. You can't hide the truth, eventually it's going to come out. This breakthrough that happened on October 2nd is so major. Let me explain why. In my latest video, we discussed the fact that the Ukrainian forces' deepest penetration at that time had been right here in Sukhoi Stavak. However, with this recent Ukrainian breakthrough on October 2nd, the Russian forces are in danger of being trapped in a salient. If Ukrainian forces take control of Durchani and push their advance from Sukhoi Stavak, the Russians risk this entire group of Russian forces being surrounded and cut off from the rest in the Kherson front. The thing is, in the Kherson front, the Russian forces seem to be getting weaker and weaker. And as the Russian forces' weakness increases, they are paving the way for more Ukrainian advances and breakthroughs like we saw on October 2nd. And let me tell you this, if it weren't for Vladimir Putin's partial mobilization, it is my opinion that the Russian forces in Ukraine will collapse within the next 2 months. Literally, Putin's partial mobilization is the only thing that's likely to prevent that. That's all we have for you guys today. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, that way you're not missing a single update that's going to be coming at you guys, because you don't want to be given fake news by the modern media. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. God bless, and I'll catch you next time.